Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our second chapter in geography, class 7, that is inside the earth. So in previous chapter we study about solar system. In that solar system, the third planet, the number 3 planet was our earth. So basically, as we know that life is only possible on earth, so we will discuss about air, water and different section in other chapters of our book. But in this chapter what we have to study is about inside the earth. This is your chapter name, chapter 2, inside the earth. And in this chapter we are having two different topics to read. The first is layers of the earth and the second topic is rocks and minerals. So we will start with our first topic, that is layers of the earth. Now, layers of the earth. In this layers of the earth, we are having different layers of the earth. Our earth is having three different layers: the uppermost, the middle one, and the innermost. The uppermost layer is known as the crust, as you can see in the diagram. The second, that means the middle one, is known as mantle, and the last one, the innermost layer, is known as core. Now, as we have to go through each these layers, first layer that we are going to study about is the core. Basically, the core is the innermost layer of the earth and its radius is about 3,500 kilometers. The whole earth radius is approximately 6,000 kilometers, and this core only consists of radius 3,500 kilometers. That is very large, and it is made up of basically two main minerals are there, or elements you can say. That first is nickel and the second is iron, and together it is known as Nifi. And as you know that it is in the center of the earth, that's why the temperature and pressure both are very high in this layer. The second layer is the mantle. Mantle is the layer just beneath the crust. Crust is the uppermost layer and it is having the depth of 2,900 kilometers. Now, the third, that is the uppermost layer. The uppermost layer is the crust, and it is the thinnest layer in all, and it is only having a depth of 35 kilometers. In comparison, it is very low in comparison to the mantle and the core. Now, let's study about the crust. Crust is again divided into two different parts. First, that is the continental mass, and the second is the oceanic crust. Let's study about this crust, different type of crust, this two different type of crust with the help of diagram. So we are having this diagram. In this diagram you can see very well that this part is your ocean and this is your land mass, basically consists of mountains, plateaus, plains. So this part is known as continental crust and this part is known as oceanic crust. And you can find crust beneath both ocean and these landmass. So beneath the landmass, that crust that we find, or this landmass whole, is known as continental mass, which is made up of two main elements. First is silica and the second one is aluminium. So both, if we combine both silica ka Si and aluminium ka Al, then we will get this Sial. The second is oceanic crust, which is made up of silica and magnesium. It is called SIMA, Si and Ma, SIMA. So basically, I think you all are clear with this diagram. The second part or the second topic of our book is rocks and minerals. So basically, what are rocks? Any natural mass or mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is known as rock. Everything that we find naturally in our environment or in earth crust, that is rocks. And minerals are also natural occurring substance but having some physical, certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. So now let's study about rock. In rock we are having three different kinds of rock. First is igneous rock, second is sedimentary rock, and the third is metamorphic rock. So basically, now first the igneous rock. This igneous rock, the word igneous comes from Latin word ignis, and it means fire. It is also known as uh, primary rock, and the example of this igneous rock is granite. The second is our sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock comes from Latin word that is sedimentum. Sedimentum meaning what it means? It means settle down, and its example is sandstone. The last one is metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock, this metamorphic word comes from Greek word that is metamorphos, and it means change of form, and its example is marble. Now let's explain or let's see the definition of these rocks. First is igneous rock. How igneous rocks are formed? The igneous rocks are formed with the help of cooling down of magma. The magma, either magma cools down inside the earth crust, or it comes up to the earth crust and then it will cool down. So in both cases, the magma, when magma cools down, it forms igneous rock. This igneous rock are of two type. First is intrusive igneous rock and extrusive igneous rock. We will discuss about this types of igneous rock in the next uh, slide. In this slide, the second type of rock that is important rock is our sedimentary rock. Basically, the sedimentary rock, how these sedimentary rocks are formed? The large rocks are broken down into fragments, and these fragments again broke down into smaller pieces. Now these smaller pieces or fragments are known as sediments. When these sediments are transported and compressed with the help of different factors of nature, then these compressed or hardened layer of the rocks are known as sedimentary rock. Now again, ultimate with the help of ultimate heat and pressure, this igneous or sedimentary, both rocks can change into metamorphic rock. So now, two type of igneous rock. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, that is known as the intrusive igneous rock. The second is extrusive igneous rock, that is when molten lava comes on the earth's surface and it rapidly cools down, then that is known as extrusive igneous rock. Now, last topic of our chapter is rock cycle. Basically, rock cycle is a type of cycle. How it can be called as a cycle? Let's see the process of transformation of the rock from one to another. That means igneous to sedimentary rock, sedimentary to metamorphic rock, igneous to metamorphic rock, sedimentary rock to metamorphic rock. Then again it uh, becomes magma. So this process, this cycle is known as rock cycle. Now let's understand this topic with the help of this diagram. You can see here that first there is magma. Now magma can convert into igneous rock, and igneous rock can convert into high pressure and temperature. This igneous rock can again transform into magma, because some of the intrusive igneous rock, that is which form inside the earth's surface, can again mix with that magma and forms the and becomes magma. So basically this igneous rock can again become magma. Now igneous rock transform into sediments, and these sediments turn into this sedimentary rock. Under high heat and pressure, it transforms into metamorphic rock. And after that metamorphic rock under high pressure and temperature, it again will convert into magma. This sedimentary rock can again convert into magma. Then again magma into igneous rock, sediment, sedimentary or igneous rock to magma. So this whole cycle is known as the rock cycle. Now, let's understand this rock cycle with the help of one more diagram. So I think, children, that you all understand this chapter, and read this chapter. It is very important to read. If you will not read this chapter, I assure you that you will not able to understand. Please read the chapter. It is very important to read. Only explanation is not enough. You should read the chapter, go through the chapter, and if there will be any query, then please ask that question in the comment box. Thank you. God bless. Stay home, stay safe.